Remember the Savant, the show about the white liberal woman who gets online all the time and goes deep undercover on Reddit boards to get all the, the crazy conservatives that they think are doing all kinds of stuff when really it's them. But this show very much is the woke white woman's power fantasy. Them sitting on message boards, fighting the right, and taking them down. That's what this show is. It's cringe. And it was always going to bomb. This show will not be a hit. And I have somewhat of a review. I'm going to go over it and show you, but they are losing their minds over this show. They want the show to come out. I don't think it's going to happen. It got pulled a little bit after what happened to Charlie Kirk, probably for a reason, because it reinforces all of the crazy rhetoric that's driving these people insane. And they don't want to add to that conversation. So here's an article from The Hollywood Reporter. Is Jessica Christian's The Savant ever going to premiere? The series was pulled from Apple TV's schedule 1 month ago. Things have gotten weirder since then. You know why they've gotten weirder? Because the show's not out. And apparently it's changed from coming soon, to at a later date, to simply 2025. As of this writing, the wording again reads, at a later date. Lower down on the same page, it says released 2025. Oh, no! I don't think this show is coming out. Well, maybe it will. I don't know. Here's what I think is going to happen to this show. There's two things. One, it will just get stealth dropped. Now, why would they do that? You say, why would they just stealth drop it and not promote it? Because they just want it to come out really quickly and go away. Because they know what's going to happen to the show. If you look at the YouTube page that I was just on, it's disliked to hell. All of the comments are making fun of it. And it is going to get put under a lens. And a lot of people are going to make fun of it. And if you go by what they tell us about it, because they tell us about the show, and I'm going to show you in 2 seconds, it's going to turn the network into a joke. The other option, scrap it, write it off as a tax write-off. That's something they can do, too. They did it to Batgirl. That cringe-ass piece of shit that didn't come out. So it is a possibility that one of those two things could happen. And that's what I think is going to happen. I don't think you'll ever see, if this comes out, a big promotion to watch this shit. I think now finally they realize this is cringe. After thinking this small portion of the internet was going to blow this show up into something special. Well, it would have still been something special. It just would have been something that we all made fun of. So here is the show. So as pointed out here, they can't tell you a lot about it because of NDAs and I guess embargoes. A very, very strict embargo. So they try to tell us as much as they can about it without telling us too much so they don't get in trouble. So here's what they're willing to say. So what are the relevant parallels between the streaming series and real-life tragedies, and one near tragedy named by Christian? Though we still have to abide by the non-spoilers agreement tied to the embargo, there is some light we can shed. The Savant stars Christian as an undercover investigator who infiltrates online hate groups and takes them down from the inside. More specifically, her character embeds herself on dark web message boards, spreading their rhetoric. She participates in the conversation with a purpose: to identify and stop these men before they carry out heinous hate crimes. The series does not parallel Kirk's murder beyond its general plot line of identifying politically motivated attacks on specific targets. It could, however, be considered polarizing. Oh, you don't say. because they've spent the past, 8 years, maybe more, trying to say that anybody that's not a leftist is a Nazi? And this just reinforces that? Oh, you don't say. And guess what? All the people that aren't leftist, they confirm it here. All of them are white, cartoonish, racist villains. And every white guy on the show is an evil piece of shit. This is their words. Ready? This is a hot-button subject matter, no doubt, presented in a way that could reinforce the left's worst beliefs about the right and make the right think the left sees them all as awful, racist wood dwellers, which is true. So they're admitting that in this article, which I'm kind of surprised to see. Well, look, it's the same propaganda that they've been putting out for over 8 years. Almost every white male in the series is a terrible person, gripping about black women, Jews, and or immigrants, and at the risk of sounding like a sympathizer for the antagonists, they're all pretty cartoonishly bad guys. In the wake of Kirk's assassination, Apple likely thought it just didn't want to fan the existing flames of an especially tough moment. Good intention, sure, but when it's angry bipartisanship, not going to be a part of the American culture. Not 2025 for sure. So they speculate, what's going to happen with the show after that. And what's my opinion? I think it's going to come out. I don't think they're going to write it off. They probably have some kind of deal with Jessica. I think the show comes out and it gets stealth dropped, which isn't going to matter because the moment the show is dropped, the clock will start ticking until somebody sees it. And I don't know, maybe it'll be the media. It will likely be somebody on the internet, like a regular person will find it real quick, put it out there. Everyone's going to see it. Everybody's going to make fun of it because they're going to drop it all at once. There won't be 1 week episodes. They're just going to drop it all at once, get it over with, and then hope people forget about it. But I want to see it. I want to see how bad this show is so I can laugh at it, as do many of you. And it sounds like it's just as bad as we all thought it was. Trying to prop up these women that sit around on Reddit and social media all day whining, thinking Trump is after them, thinking the right is after anybody that they disagree with when it's really a bunch of projection from these leftists. It's a wild thing. This show is going to be worse than that. They kind of admit that here. It sounds pretty comical. I think it's going to be pretty easy to rip on when it comes out. But whoever greenlit this show, they should probably be fired. I don't understand why these kind of people are still working in Hollywood. All they've done is run Hollywood into the ground. You think at some point someone would clean house. The person who greenlit this wasted millions of dollars on a piece of shit vanity show that no one gives a shit about other than crazy leftist journalists who really want to see it because this is some kind of power fantasy for them. So we'll see. Either way, I want to see it come out too at this point. Just release it stealthy as best you can, I guess, to delay the blowback. But I want to see this show because I want to make fun of it. It sounds pretty comical. It's a show that's trying to be serious. It's unintentionally funny is what it's going to be. And I can't wait to see it. But it is funny to see them all losing their minds over this piece of shit and thinking that it's some kind of personal attack that they haven't put this garbage show out yet. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.